Oh my god, and then they whip out the Smash Mouth as well. Oh, this is embarrassing, man. Oh boy, the yearly punching bag has returned again. Easily one of my most anticipated, presumably terrible movies of the year, even though it comes out next summer. The official Shrek 5 trailer has finally released, reportedly after a whole bunch of rewrites, presumably because the movie got dogged on so much that people predicted the plotline, featuring all of the classic cases of a kind of like an aging dad that's behind on the times. That's kind of my general consensus of this. This is not an organic Shrek trailer, the likes of 2, 3, and 4 kind of were continuations of storylines or character developments. This is a reboot, a rehash, jumping off of the massive popularity of Shrek as a meme 10 years ago. When was Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life? Wow, 2014. We're only 12 years behind.
Shrek and Donkey off on another. No, don't say it.
Yeah, there you go. There's the self-referential bit again. I think it's a matter of every prior movie is so far in the past that it doesn't feel earned to now just do it again. I don't know. Something about it. Cheap, isn't it? And the evidence of it being a self-digesting piece of meme content built off of memes is in the very first shot of this trailer. Alright, and we're already starting, eh? I'm okay starting with a book. We're starting with an onion on the book cover. Oh, God. You know, there's a difference between adapting a fairy tale story with a classic intro and adapting yourself in a classic meme-y intro. Like, this seems like a textbook, excuse the pun, I guess, definition of a snake eating its own tail. AI regurgitating off of its own AI prompts, and evidence that even human creativity can apparently have a boundary over at DreamWorks. We've got human slop coming along, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm rolling my eyes already. And it's interesting because the concept of a new Shrek movie, I'm actually kind of for. Not in the sense of like, oh, I think they could do something good with the characters, or I think it's gonna be a good time. But the original Shrek movies were such a bottle of time for like pop culture, with it being a referential fairy tale parody. And as a kid, I obviously didn't get a lot of the pop culture references baked in. You know, that shot of Donkey looking up at the back of the carriage along the city is like a shot that is repeating a movie that I have since forgotten because it's a niche trivia point from 20 years ago. And I like the idea of seeing that and actually getting it as an adult with new movies. I'm not asking them to do a full-on Project Hail Mary where the camera slowly turns 180 degrees for something or other. No, actually, I am. Doesn't have to be a movie that came out 2 months ago. But even something in the last 6 years, I think would be an interesting modern take to experience Shrek as an adult, where the references and the humor really stands out. But if crude humor, you know, the sort of rough around the edges kind of Shrek character is what you're looking for, you're not really gonna find it. You're gonna find what looks to be, like, literally the most diluted down, censored, blurred, safest version of any potential crude joke. Now that I'm looking at him here, at least there's some yellow on him. Is that the bit? Either way, check this out.
Wanna date a snowman?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get that joke. Was that a joke? Like, he's Jack Frost, but I feel like wanna date a snowman is like the most watered down version of a punchline that was meant to be an adult joke. You know what I mean? You know, you like the taste of carrots? Ah, how about some white snow? Ah, you big fan of snow? Ah, want a date? I don't know, maybe there is a reference there, but like, it felt like there was an adult joke written there once, and then it got blended down into point A to B. I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much. That's my job, screw it. You know what I mean? Maybe that is a reference I don't get, but I feel like the line could have at least been smarter. Now, I tried to come into this trailer with faintly an open mind, because the idea of that modern pop culture swing is something that intrigues me. Did I see a single modern pop culture reference in this trailer? No, everything is so definitively dated. If it's not referencing itself, it's doing a joke that was 10 years old if this was Shrek 1. Nothing has changed in regards to the comedy and the writing, really. The visuals changed though. That takes a little bit of a getting used to.
Can't help yourself, can you? Hell to the no, I can't.
Wow, that is like a visual kickflip. It's gonna take a while to get used to. It's almost weird that the original voice actors are coming out of their heads. Mike Myers sounds a little weird in some of these line deliveries, but still, just like the shape of both of their heads is a little uncanny. And you know this means they're just gonna kick off another 4-part quadrilogy from here, now that they've got a reboot design.
Do you know what that means? I need a makeover.
God, is it ugly? Hey, I think I saw the suns in there. Let me see that again.
Do you know what that means?
Cool, the suns haven't been forgotten. That's nice. They look like a couple of, well, they look like crudes, to be honest, and that's maybe fitting. I heard this all came down to some rewrites, so maybe they did legitimately forget the suns first time round, but hey, that's slightly better than before. And again, mentioned many times before over the last year, it feels a little unnecessary, you know? There can be technological advances, there could be artistic choices, like the Puss in Boots kind of painterly design. He's apparently not in this so far. Maybe it's because his visual aesthetic is so interesting that it would clash at this point. But I can't help but feel this whole thing is kind of uncanny. But at least helps to separate it from the quadrilogy masterpiece, for the most part, that was the prior times. And yeah, you can bet there's going to be more movies after this, because I assume this will do really, really well, even if people are hate watching, terrible watching. You know, exactly my kind of taste. I'm actually really looking forward to this movie, but it is because I love the good and the bad. And boy, does this look like a stinker throughout. Reportedly, this movie underwent some rewrites, and a lot of people joked on the fact that you could predict the entire plot. Judging by this, it looks like nothing's changed. There's a notable absence in this trailer. Oh, hey, by the way, you can kind of understand the premise of this story already. Kind of sounds like the one that everyone was memeing on a year ago. You notice how there's 2 brothers, and then the family? It kind of sounds like the girl tried to run away to, you know, live a life that's not just isolated in the swamp, and now the whole family has to chase after them in further and further away. And he's like, I don't want to be like you, Dad. You know, all of that junk. That's what I'm seeing. Zendaya. So who knows where that goes? Will we hear anything from the twin brothers? No, they're not voiced. Will we hear anything from Fiona? You know, notable, iconic, 3-dimensional character of her own. She says speed up Shrek at one point.
Speed up Shrek.
I caught that just now. Sure, it's only an official trailer, but it's not a very good second impression, is it?
Get my arms yoked in my back jack.
Now, it's good to know that even in the Shrek universe, those terrible headless movie posters are there in the background. It's not meant to be a movie poster. Still looks terrible. Why is Donkey shot in like a dark photography studio? The scale is everywhere. There are some jokes though. Look at the sweater vests. That's like nice. It's a stretch though, I guess, isn't it? Oh, all of the baby donkey dragons gonna be voiced up Eddie Murphy. I can see it. This feels like nothing has changed after people dogged on it a year ago. And very much feels like this is a movie where you need to dig to find the good qualities, the good references hidden in there. Because as much as I hated the cover of the book, I did quite like the contents of the book.
A hideous ogre and a delusional donkey.
Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more animated movie trailer reactions. And if you want more Shrek, we've done the amazing Shrek 1, we've done a scene breakdown, we've talked about the last trailer, and I have yet to record the Shrek 2 amazing, but it is done. So come follow along if you're interested in any of that. And now to the second half of the Shrek 5 official trailer. Oh, what an ironic joy.
A hideous ogre and a delusional donkey. Magical city of further away.
You see, the rest of this I don't hate. Like, actually, page 2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm not a big critique of. That's the original design Shrek from the books of the 90s. Wow, that's like a self-reference I enjoy. I get it, it's nice. And the idea of a place called Further Away? Yeah, of course that's what it's called. No notes, how hard can it be to make another sequel? And since we are talking about the positives briefly in the middle of this trailer, maybe this is more of a neutral point. I wonder if everyone else feels the same on this. A couple of donkey lines I'm willing to accept, right? This is exactly the kind of line I would expect him to say in a modern movie. He's doing his usual thing, but he has a modern twang. Faintly, slightly, it's this one.
Yes, Andy. Maybe even tighten up my badonkadonk.
Okay, there's so much so fast. Donkey is always like this. To be fair, tighten up my badonkadonk does sound like a donkey line. This is the thing, right? Shrek has always been super referential on pop culture. I want to get onto that. I want to see modern pop culture references. I get it. In this context, it's fine. So that's one I'm going to allow. Stop referencing yourself, though. Like, it's unbearable. The meme was 10 years ago already. Everything else he says in this trailer doesn't hit close to that mark, if that was even more than a neutral to you. This entire trailer is one single donkey beat that alone is taken from a previous Shrek trailer. and no real progress happens on that point. It just repeats the line again and again and again. It is bafflingly shallow, crude, but not in the funny kind of way, in the literal kind of desperate kind of way instead. And then there's all the rest of Donkey's lines, right? We know what Donkey's all about. He's meant to be annoying. He's gonna whip out a song number. But despite the fact that time has clearly passed between these movies, is Donkey's choice of song numbers actually different? Is it actually of this decade? Or the last? No! Listen to this! Oh, at least we know where it is.
Baby, come back!
I guess this is the other thing, like, Donkey is old, right? So I guess he's gonna have old references. Baby Come Back is like, this is the thing. This is a line that would have been fine in Shrek 2 or 1. You know, it's like, oh, that's just Donkey being Donkey. But when you're continuing that story over 20 years later, either your references become old because your characters are old, or your references become new because the movie is new. Maybe if there was like a young Donkey in this, like Donkey had a kid who's exactly like him. Or if one of the Ogre Boys made those references instead. You know, he likes Donkey more than his own dad. I don't know, man. This feels like some sort of bitter nostalgia bait for someone who's sad that movies have to modernize. I'm definitely over-extrapolating here, but you know, this feels like it was written by someone stuck in the 90s. Trying to tell an early 2000s film in the 2020s and using the crutch of the iconic Shrek IP to hold up what little original creativity they can come up with. Also, hey, does Fiona have like a single line in this movie yet? Or how about the two new characters we've never really seen this old before? Like, I get it, you know? It's Donkey being Donkey, but I just don't think this version works. Give him some new music, please. There are a couple other faint praises, mostly because this trailer is just brief previews of some of the visuals you'll see in Further Away, and I can faintly compliment it, but it still kind of comes with a backing of, I've seen that before.
Shrek and Donkey.
Okay, I get it, Donkey. It's that line from Shrek 2 that you put in the trailer of Shrek 2. Can we make this trailer anything more than one line from Shrek 2? I know it's one of the best movies of all time, but don't let it, you know, cast a shadow over you, man. There were some interesting visuals in there. What was that?
Tall Worth friends off on another whirlwind big city adventure.
Yeah, we got mermaids, we got police, horse, and carriages, you know, like the second movie already did. But now they've got flashing lights from fairies. Hey, that's nice. A little bit of Tinkerbellism in there. Yeah, I guess actually that's not that much. It's not, you know, it's both bits we've seen before from Shrek 2 and bits that were whelming in this first trailer. But it's only a preview. It's only trailer 2.
Oh,
Also Bigfoot. Or we just go full on into the, wow, this is terrible. They attempted this? What are they doing here?
oh, this is bad.
I keep trying to give it like faintly an open mind. And then they turn around and Donkey says, this is bad. I feel like there was even like a time that I bashed on a terrible movie. I don't think that was a sheep, to be fair. A character just said, this is bad. And I was like, that's the worst way to articulate that something's bad. That is joke one. You know what I mean? Like, that is the most of a joke. Like, has this script just been dumbed down in the last year we've seen it? Like, have they just taken out every hint of spice? It's like, oh, it's as spicy as an onion. So it's unspiced, is what you're saying. Would you like to date a snowman? No, it's in the middle of June. You know, it's not really like they're trying. Is that the point? Is this meant to be a super safe Shrek 5 so they can run along with a Shrek 6 that's already been in the works confirmed and a Donkey movie that's already in the works and confirmed? Yeah, probably. They're probably just doing a soft reboot as safe as possible that's bland, unedged, and completely self-referential in a way that makes it so damn terrible. Or even if it could have been good, it would have been good 10 years ago, please!
I'm caked up like a friggin' bakery.
Why am I coming into this with an open mind? This is obviously terrible, right? This is like, again, a 10-year-old reference. I think I was still living with my family back when twerking was the front and center. Why didn't they do this in Shrek 4? Did they? Probably not. Do we have anything in this decade, perhaps? Is that maybe the boundary we're going for? Yeah, sure. Open mind. Pop culture reference. Please be after 2020. Don't reference COVID. That as well is too old. Come on, Shrek 5. You know it's not going to do it, but, you know, I can hope. You know that in that scene, one of those buttocks is gonna fall off, and he'll say, "Not my gumdrop buttons!" You just know, "Not my jelly buttocks!" That's at least faintly funnier, because he has to describe it differently. He's not gonna say buttocks, is he? I hope the kids are good. So far, they seem mute. Like, they just look at each other and then they express. You know, what if they had traits of their dad and they also go donkey, you know? Then that's like, wow, it's a classic. I don't know, man. It feels so like there's nothing here. And there's everything here that's reheated in the microwave.
Roxy! Donkey!
Oh, gosh, that's like embarrassing, you know? Like, this is like, I've never had a movie feel more like it was a dad. Like, these sound like dad jokes. It's never changed. Apart from all of the visuals, the aging of the characters. Like, if it's this, like, set us back in time. Put us back to the babies. And then maybe it's more sensical? I don't know, I'd still bash on it. Clearly, Donkey has access to music somewhere. Can't he get some new ones? Pink Pony God is right there. I have to dig deep to find things I still kind of like the portrait in the background of Donkey. A train line seems kind of interesting. I didn't mention that in the reactions, but there is a train line. And there's mermaids. Wow. Beyond all that, though, this seems like the most outdated modern Shrek movie that has no intentions of modernizing with its 12-year-later rival, its 16-year-later sequel, and 25-year anniversary statement. Statement? I forgot where the beginning of this sentence went. And just to show that they really are aged out, untrying, and just gunning on nostalgia bait and the classics from the memes, the trailer ends on Smash Mouth, because of course it does. I can only play you one word.
Donkey!
You're a rock star. Either way, cannot wait. I love a good terrible movie. We will of course be covering this when it comes out summer of next year. I hope by then, the brothers do something and become iconic in their own way, Donkey learns one new song, and they tell us a good heartful story behind otherwise terrible, memey, outdated humor. Or none of it. The worse it is, the better too. Whatever the case, I'm gonna finally end it off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on all things Shrek 5 now. Is there something I missed? What is the snowman referencing? Is it Jack Frost? Or is that the guy? Jack Frost is a snowman sometimes, right? Whatever the case, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more. Let's dog on it together, why not? After all, the comments are actually deleted on the main video, so says enough, doesn't it? And comments are turned off, eh? And anyway, I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio!